Hey guys, it's Harry here back again with another video. So I wanted to actually let's check. Hey guys, it's Harry here back again with another video. So I was scrolling through LinkedIn today and saw an article by the Telegraph, and apparently a lot of younger people, they're not financially literate. They don't understand basic financial concepts. So I thought I'd make a video just about compound interest, as this is probably the most important thing to know and to really get a grasp of and really understand. So what is it? So here we have Albert Einstein here. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who earns it, he who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. So compound interest is interest calculated on both the initial principal sum and the accumulated interest from previous periods. So as you can see here, we've got the actual formula for what it is, but I don't think you really need to understand the formula too much. So here we have an example. So if you want to stop and pause the video and just read that paragraph, that's just a definition I took from the internet. But as you can see here, if you have simple interest, so just 0% growth, after 10 years with investing, $500, you'd be left with 60 grand. And we all know with inflation and money going down in the long run, that's awful. You don't want to be doing that. Whereas if you have 10%, typically the stock market returns around 10%, you'd have close to double that. So it's really important to be capitalizing on compound interest, and it's really important to be investing and not saving your money at 0% interest, because after that, that 60 grand after 10 years will be worth a lot less due to inflation. So compounding trading, so I talk a lot about being more active with your money and taking more, maybe not riskier bets, but being a bit more aggressive maybe with your money management. So you can do this in trading. So if you have a 5 to 10% growth in your portfolio, you can increase your 1% risk, assuming you're doing that, and so on. So you can have that compounding effect as well when you're risking 1% in your trading capital as well, which is not many people talk about, which I wanted to bring that up. Time is your best friend. So as you can see here, it's 10 years at 10%, what I showed earlier. But look at that. I mean, over the years, it just really aggressively happens. But that's assuming you do $500 every month, right? But look, I mean, you're doubling your money in that 30 to 40 year period. And that's only $500. To a lot of people, they can afford to, put that money away. Obviously, I know some people can't, but that's just a good example for I think most people could do that, if they were really disciplined with it. But yeah, look at that. I mean, after 40 years, it's insane, right? So the flaws. So as I kind of just mentioned there, you will assume you'll make this investment every month. I'm going to do $500 every month for the next 40 years. Are you really? Are you really? Like, you've really got to ask yourself there. Ask yourself that question. Needing to take money out, stuff happens, right? You move house, you have an emergency, car breaks down, you might need to take money out or not invest that month. So if you're, doing 500, 500, 500, 500, you have a £2,000 payment, you might not be able to do it, right? So needing to take money out, not investing, same sort of concept. What you invest in doesn't perform well. So you could have a lost decade period. It's not really the lost decade, because if you accumulated throughout the stock market in the 2000s, yeah, it was basically flat for the decade. But look at it now, your money would have been a lot more, right? So, but your investment might not perform well. You might be investing in, an ETF, a healthcare ETF, and healthcare ETFs might just be going down, right? So that's something that I'd still want an invalidation if I'm doing dollar cost averaging. You'd still want if this changes, do I reassess? If this happens, do I not? I would say the only exceptions would be maybe like a global stock market. That would probably be the only one. But anything else, I'd be asking the question, every so often. It can form risk-averse habits. So you can become less risk-averse, I believe, by doing this. If you're just buying the market, buying the market, buying the market, if you're making, well, if we go back to the example here, I think one of the main problems that, and this is why I created the channel, what I'm trying to talk about is I think retirement's going to be, a huge problem for younger people. That money there, is that going to be enough to retire for 10 years, you know, nowhere near 20 years, right? So it's going to be, okay, cool, you're dollar cost averaging, you're doing well, you're getting your money in the market, compound interest, but will it be enough? You know, you will have to probably, if you want to have a longer retirement, take some risks in your life. You know, go apply for that job, do that riskier investment, start creating YouTube videos. You know, you have to do these more riskier things. So yeah, it's great. It builds discipline. It's really good to do. But will it be enough to retire off that? You know, I don't know. I don't think you'll get much in the years to come because of the way everything's going. So I kind of mentioned this earlier, really, but compound interest isn't just for investing. It's for life. So you go to the gym after 5 years, you don't do any progressive overload versus the guy who does. The guy who's done progressive overload is going to be much better off. You learn to speak Spanish and you keep learning, you'll be much better. You can compound in all areas of your life. If you learn a new skill, 3 months down the line, you're not going to be very good. But if you can get through that first 2-3 years, you're going to be reaping the rewards because 95% of people can't do that. So you can compound not just your money, but you can compound in every single area of your life, which I think is really, really important to know. So yeah, that's it really, guys. Just wanted to do this quick presentation to kind of, you know, discuss compound interest, what it is, and how it can really benefit not just your money, but your life. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.